just don't think I can do this.
You can do this. And it's a good thing that our feelings are not always fact, right? And so just because it feels like you can't right now doesn't mean that that is fact, right? And I think we can all relate that there's been times in our lives where we were faced with something we didn't think we could do, right? And I'm sure for yourself, you can think of a specific example of like something you didn't think you could do, but yet you found a way to do it. And it's worth thinking about, how did you do it? When you felt like you couldn't, how did you get yourself to do it? What strengths do you possess that helped you overcome that? Who did you lean on to help you overcome that, right? Because we are capable of things, even if we don't feel in the moment we can. And in my experience, when someone doesn't feel like they can do something, it's because they are looking very future, very far out into the goal that they're trying to get to, that ideal goal. And every single moment you have to, you experience to get to that goal. And that feels overwhelming and can feel really impossible. So let's make it simple, especially if we don't feel like we can today. Let's just sit in today. What can you do today, right? Even if it's the smallest thing. And if that feels a little too simplistic, let's think about this week. Like, what can you do this week? What are some small, tiny steps you can do this week that makes it feel a little bit more possible? The other thing I will say about feeling like we can't do something, I believe that representation is so important. And if you can identify or find someone that can be a role model or can be a mentor to you, someone, especially if that person is someone you can identify with, that you have similar identities or backgrounds, right? And they're further along in their journey, simply having that conversation with them can be really powerful, right? Because if they can do it and I kind of feel similar to them in some way, it starts to feel possible that we can. So look into your communities, have these conversations, and that can be very empowering as well.
I would imagine a lot of the people who are watching this, if not everyone who is in this recovery process, whether you come from a running background or some kind of exercise background, or even you a successful business person or whatever it might be, to get to this point with Red-S, with your body, you probably have pushed through some hard things. You've pushed through those motivational moments where people have said, where most people have that thought of like, yeah, I don't want to exercise today, or yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. And you push through that. So you've pushed through it in this way. And now you get to channel that like drive into this moment, which can feel terrifying. And I love your suggestion there about finding someone who's just a little bit further ahead or has kind of got to where you want to be, and how powerful that can be. Because I think that is such a key point. And sometimes even if that person doesn't respond, just being able to get it out of you and type it or say it is enough.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.